Let's see the quick demo of AI agent which is integrate in your web application as well as your web API. So here my application is running, which is a Blazor web application, and also we have that web API application. So you can see over here I'm just running in a .NET Aspire, which is orchestrate your application. This is a web application and this is a web API application. And in here this AI agent actually directly build your AI agent in our web application, and this component actually build using API. So first we have build the API and integrate our agent on our web API, and then web API consuming in our web application. So these are two type of agent actually we have just created. And this agent basically I just create an agent which will do write story, right? So let me just give a one prompt or one story which I want to create. So let me ask, okay, write this story, write a short story about that YouTube struggle, and simply hit enter. So this component basically integrate itself web application and directly Microsoft agent framework integrated over here. And they will write first actually they will write that story, and then they will format the story, like edit that story. So like how actually it will work. So now see, they just write the story. This is that writing the story, and then after that they just editing that story. So this is that final outcome of this user story, whatever I just give it. So this is directly actually integrate in our web application, but there is another way actually we have just we have done over here using that API, right? So if I just open this API, just open this API, and I'm just using that Swagger. So you can see over here, this is my that agent actually that which I build in API. And same things if I just ask over here, just give that writing that story. So if I just execute that, yeah, I'm getting that response. See, now the use that agent actually, this story agent in the API. So they just write that story and then formatting and then proper response. They provide that proper response. Same API actually we are consuming over here in this component using that API. And right on here actually they will just same story they will write using that API. So let me ask over here and that hit enter. Yeah, see, I'm getting that quick response over here. Instead of if you using API or directly you can integrate, both are work as the same. There's a no huge difference. Okay, now finally I'm get that complete response. Now see how quickly they just write a story using this agent creation, which is coming from Microsoft agent framework. So yeah, that we will build over here. And also I'm just running my Olama in my local. So everything actually we have set in our local, and we have built this agent using that local Olama and all. So yeah, let's moving to start implementation. So before we start implementation, I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, which is .NET real world example, and you can refer other learning as well, like okay, API integration, or authentication, even for front end, back end, as a full stack developer, also game development and all. So many things you can just learn it over here. So now moving to implementation. So first of all, I'll just open up Visual Studio, create a new project. I'll show you from the scratch how you can build that AI agent in your Blazor application in .NET Aspire. So choose any Aspire application over here, and if you don't know how we can start Aspire and all, so go to my channel. You will get that you will get that idea how can start and all. And I'm choosing the Aspire startup template. Next, and just choose over here. Okay, so I just make it that name over here, AI agent name, and simply got created. And yeah, here you can just specify whatever version, but yeah, especially I'm recommend using 9 or up. And yeah, you can keep it as HTTPS and all, that is up to you. And yeah, I think that pretty much good. Simply you can create that application. So your application got created over here, and you can see there's a common template over here, like API service, app host project and web application. So this is our Blazor application. So it is just common things, like as I implement AI agent, Microsoft AI agent in this Blazor application. So same things actually you can use as separately standalone application as well. But yeah, I'll show you, because nowadays actually going on the Aspire, which is a distribute your application and also orchestrate your application or your app actually. So yeah, that's why I am using this, because this is very easy to integrate AI and all without any struggle and all. So what you have to do, first I'll just run this application and see what we have in this here. See, I'm getting one error, as we can see here. Also it is just giving that error. And what is the error? Just because actually we are not using HTTPS, so that's why they just Aspire application actually prompt it, okay, if you don't want to use HTTPS, so simply you can set this setting in your app setting. Okay, so let me set this setting as a true. So using this setting, copy this and here and go to app settings, and in this app setting you can just refer the setting over here. That's it. Okay, because if you are not using consider HTTPS, so then we have to tell, okay, Aspire, yeah, we are just allow unsecure, we are using unsecure transport, right? So now run this application again, and this time it is running, right? And you can able to see the nice dashboard provide that Aspire, which can show in that, okay, what kind of service you are running, like cache management service is running on API service and front end also, like web application. And also it's that that is dependent, whatever the dependent, so they will just until that resolve the dependency, so it will not start. So like that your application got started. So open it, and once you open it, now see, just application running, and also you are getting that API data in your web application. And same things, you can just go to the trace, you can see that whatever API service is called, so these are API services called and getting the data and all. So yeah, that is pretty much good into intro for this Aspire application. So now what I need to do, we have to integrate our that AI. First we have to integrate our AI, and then we have to add that agent, right? So for that AI integration in this Aspire, over here it's very easy. I already explained everything in my last session, or so that you can refer, but I'll show you again from the scratch. So for that actually, there's a couple of ideally you can use directly from that OpenAI. So if you have that OpenAI URL and API key, so that you can just integrate, and you don't have, so don't worry, we'll show you how we can integrate it locally. So first of all, you just install your Olama locally. So currently I have installed my local Olama in the Docker, but if you want you can install in your local machine. But yeah, I'm using over here because I'm just using the GPU mechanisms that is little bit fast, not little bit fast actually, that 10x or more than 10x fast. So if I just run this, now see, our Olama is running with this URL, so that I can use over here in our application. And yeah, if you don't want to and also see, this is, I'm just running that container, right? So after that we are using, but there is a way also, you can directly run your container over here with the Olama, and then you can use it also. So that I will tell you in the upcoming session. But yeah, as of now, I'll just using simply OpenAI package, so that I can use that I can consume that Llama or large language model using that URL. So for that you can just simply go to that NuGet package, and in this NuGet package we will refer one package. So that is the package name, Aspire Hosting API, right? And once you Aspire Hosting API, see, this is that Aspire actually providing this OpenAI. So simply you can just install this, whatever the latest version. I'll just take it that. Okay, once you're done, now go back over here. So yeah, I'll show you that both things, like if you have local URL, so you can just use that local URL, and if you don't have local URL, so how you can use that that OpenAI URL. So that this will work actually both, right? So for that actually what I need to do, simply I have to use this builder. This is the builder and this is that extension method, add OpenAI, and you can just specify whatever your OpenAI provider, right? So as of now I'm just using Olama because I'm just considered as a Olama, as a local Olama. But if you're using a OpenAI, so you can just simply use that OpenAI, right? So that up to you. And yeah, one more thing actually, this API key. So as of now I'm using local model, so I don't require any API key. So simply I can just pass another fake key or any just a string which is not related to key, right? But if you using your open AI, so simply you can just use this add parameter, right? And in this add parameter you can just specify your open API, like open API key, and you can just specify your open API key over here, and also set as a set secret, so that always it will keep your secret, right? And this API key actually you can just utilize over here. So as of now I'm using Olama, so I don't require any API key, so just I can simply set anything over here. That's it. Okay, so now your container is ready, right? And inside this container your API will be run, right? Means your a large language model will be run over here, right? And this is that Olama. And yeah, once it's done, now second thing actually we have to run our large which model actually you have to refer. So here now see again, just use this Olama, right? Whatever that as a store as a variable, and as a store variable just use that add model and whatever that model you have, right? So in my case I have that model, so that I can show you little bit over here. So simply you can check whatever your local model I have. So Olama list, so you can see I have that these three models. So I'm just refer this model llama 3.2, and if you go back, so I'm just refer over here llama 3.2, right? And this is just you can refer your name, like provider name over here. What is the provider name? So I'm using this provider name so that I can use in our application, right? So I'm just consider okay Olama chat client, but if you are trying to use OpenAI, so you can just use OpenAI chat client and all, right? So I think that is pretty much good setup for AI integration in your application. So once you complete, now see the chat client is ready over here, and that we have to refer your application which you want, right? So as of now see there is a two application, or one is that API service, another one is web application, right? This two application is over here. So if you want to use your chat model or whatever AI integration in your API, so you can just refer that. But as of now I'll use web application. So as like this, see over here, see I'm just refer API service over here, like so same things I can just refer it over here, and then we can consume in our application. It is just pretty much straightforward, right? So simply I just copy paste over here and simply change that reference over here as like API service. So now I change my chat model like with the reference and bit 4, right? So yeah, that's pretty much good over here in that host project. Now moving to your implementation part. So here web application, right? So in this web application we have that program.cs file in this here. So go to that program.cs file over here, right? And in here we have to add little bit configurations. So for here actually for that configuration again we require one package, right? So that package again we can add that same aspire OpenAI package over there. So let me use that. uh, Ideally you can use this one, or as a normal OpenAI, that also should fine. But yeah, using this aspire OpenAI and install that. Done. Okay, so once you're done, save it. Okay, close that. Okay, now go back your program.cs file, and in here I have to use that builder dot, or just I can show you that one configuration. Cool. So this is that configuration actually, which extension method refer that OpenAI. And in here very important part actually, you have to keep it over here. So Olama chat client, right? So this is the provider name, right? So as I can see the configuration, and this is the provider name. So whatever you have just configured in that app host project over here, that name, right? So this is that name. That name should be same, right? And then it will work. If you not, then it should not work. And this configuration, and after that, what we're trying to do, see, I just using this add chat client. So this will be provide iChat client as an interface, and that we have to use in our application anywhere, right? So that is that configuration, and this is just settings actually, so that your sensitive telemetry data will be show in your in your dashboard, so that you can just set a configuration. That's it. Okay, so once you're done, now you are get that iChat client that we have to use in our application, right? And in your application, and yeah, so for integrate your AI, so I have already created couple of session where I just create that component. So I just want to reuse that component, right? So as I can show you, this is that repo in my GitHub link, right? And in here, see, Blazor demo AI extension, where I just build this AI uh, chat component, which we can use reusable. Just simply download this to file over here, this AI chat and their respective CS file, right? So you don't download this both, right? Or if you just extract or clone this application, so definitely you will get that single file, right? So that single file, you just simply copy that, right? So as like I just can copy from my source with my other way, and just simply in this paste section I can just paste it over here. So here that component which have nothing, only one dependencies over here, see, this is that markdic dependency, like that package. So that we are just trying to formatting your that response of that AI. So only you can just import this package, that's it for this component. Okay, so using reuse this component, you can just simply go to this NuGet package and just install this package like markdic. I already explained, but yeah, again just trying to explain again and set up everything. Okay, now save it and go back to your component here, and yeah, now see that whatever that reference error has been fixed, everything is looks good, right? So this is the reusable component, right? So you can use any application, just copy paste. Okay, so this is one thing. Now another thing actually we have to do, see, there is a one little bit. So just one more thing actually we have to use over here, just scroll button, right? So that using actually JS interrupt, right? So for that actually, if you're not trying to use, there is a just a functionality will not break, but just one feature you are not able to see, like whatever data you are getting that as a stream response, it will not going to scroll up to bottom. So you have to forcefully add that. But yeah, if you want to achieve that, so you can simply one more setting you have to do that in this your web application, like Blazor web application. So go to this app.razor file over here, and this app.razor file we have to add one script over here, that's it. So just paste it over here. Now see, this is that script, like window scroll button, so whatever that is scroll it, so it will always going to add, right? So yeah, that pretty much good, nothing we have to do extra configuration for that, reuse this component, right? So now my components got ready, and also see, this is the dependency of iChat client, right? So which we already here, like see, whatever that provider, we just add that add chat client, and just add chat client, which can resolve the dependency and get that all the data from this iChat client, right? So that's why actually we have to create this one, so that anywhere, like any provider, like not only this, like, so as of now I'm using this OpenAI, right? So if you use Olama, if you use Foundry, like whatever thing, just now use this extension, and that's it. This component can reuse that iChat client. You don't need to do anything over here, right? Okay, so I think that pretty much good to implement AI integration over here. So let me check it, and once we are ensure okay this AI is properly working, then we have to add our agent. Okay, so save it, and yeah, I hopefully it should work. Let me run it. Okay, so my application got running, and you're able to see that all this nice dashboard along with their whatever service is running, right? So like Olama is running, and this is API services running, front end application also got running, and also cache mechanism is running. And if I just run this application, okay, so one thing I miss, I have to add that another navigation tab over here for this, that new chat, new AI component, right? But don't worry, I can just simply go to directly navigate this component name. Yeah, so see, this is that component name, and I can just directly over here AI chat, and I can just simply test okay how is it is working or not. So simply I can just what is .net, right, and hit enter. Okay, now see I'm getting that response. It's nice response. Also scroll what var is working, like automatically it is going to down its bottom, and this is nice response quickly, right? So that means our AI integration is perfectly working. And if you want to see the trace log and also you can also able to see over here, this is nice feature actually provide this aspire. If you go to this Olama, see this is Olama uh, trace, and if you click on that, and there is a new feature actually available in aspire, which is I already explained actually one of the session. So this is that providing that whatever AI you are integrated, so what are the request and response, everything actually that's providing over here. So see what are I'm just asking, I'm asking this, and our AI just responds this. So that we are trying to build over here. That's it. Okay, so yeah, I think this is pretty much good for this AI integration, and now we have to move forward for agent integration. So how we can convert to this to agent, right? So let me close that, and for that we can keep it everything same, but we have to little bit changes over here, like for that AI agent integration, right? So it is just simply whatever AI chat client is get that response, but for AI integration we have to change something. So for that we have to require two package actually. So Microsoft provide that two package. So one is that, so first package would be this. So yeah, this is that one package Microsoft AI agent, which is recently just launched it. Okay, and yeah, you can just install, and also see this is that preview version, so you can just install that, apply that. Cool. And now second package would be that workflow, because we are trying to use multiple agents, so that's why we have to use this workflow. And simply I can just install again over here. That's it. Okay, so now our package got installed in our web applications, right? So if you see there's a two package we just installed over here in our web application. And yeah, now we have to go to that AI chat tracer page, and simply what I can do instead of this, or just I think we are good for this. But yeah, before that actually for here prepare AI chat everything, just once you're ready here. Okay, so let me set something. Okay, write create writer agent. Okay, so this is the section where we have to create a writer agent, right? So for the writer agent, as we have just created last time in a console application, it's pretty much good that, right, we have to just use that new client or new chat option, like for example uh, here, right? So this is that okay, let me just bring that namespace. So this is the namespace, and inside that, see, there's a parameter, right? One is that parameter over here, just chat, you have to just pass this iChat client which we have. And second things actually you can just refer your chat options. So for example, see one is the chat client, then also what is the instruction you want, and what is the name this agent, so that also you have to specify over here. So first I'll just specify our chat client, which is coming from already I injected over here this component, so I can get this chat client. And second things, we have to specify that name, right? What kind of this name. So I'll just use as a writer over here, right? So let me make it as a writer. Where is that? Okay, here. So make it that name as a writer. And third thing, actually we have to tell, okay, this is that instruction, what kind of instruction you want, right? So I'll just use as a common instruction for this writer agent, like for example this. Okay, let me drop down. Okay, so see, this is the three property. One is that name, then instruction, and yeah, there is a other things also we can do that. Let me remove that. Okay, so also let me close that. Cool. So yeah, I think we can use another property. Actually we have to use, there is a tool actually. Okay, so if you want to use your MCP tools or any other tools, so also you can just refer over here as a tool like this. Okay, so yeah, I don't have as a tool, but yeah, let me just create quickly this two tool over here, uh, like this. So go down in the last, let me create this tool. It's just simple tools, right? Just method, just fake tool is a fake tool we can say, but yeah, in real world actually you can just integrate your MCP tool and all, and just add a description and all, and just you can utilize that. Okay, so these two tools actually we will refer over here in our agent. So scroll up, where is my agent? Yeah, so inside this tool area section, actually you can just add a couple of tools over here, right? And simply close that. Now we are pretty much good to create this agent, and you can just make it to, okay, where writer agent. So this is that writer agent. See, is the create agent, and this is the write agent. And also you can just specify if you want to specify, so you can just specify explicitly AI agent, so that you can understand, okay, what we are trying to do. So this is the AI agent, and if you want to use this single agent, so it is up to you, you can write it, but yeah, I'll show you like real world example, right? So for that, actually this is the writer agent which will write that story based on our prompt. And then what I'll do, I'll just create you know uh, editor agent, right? So that editor agent will be edit all that story based on our requirement, right? So again, simple, we can just copy paste same things over here, and just mention over here to write, not write, actually editor agent. Okay, so create editor agent. Cool. And simply I can just copy paste over here, and yeah, instead of writer we can just use that editor over here, and just make it to editor. Okay, and same things, you can just pass chat client and editor name, whatever that agent name, you can just pass an instruction, what kind of instruction. So for here, actually I'll use this instruction for that, which can okay, so you are the editor, and based on this, actually you have to just revise that markdown document and clarity and all, right? So that is actually that responsible. And in this here, actually for editor, we don't require any tools and all, right? Because just simply you can just whatever the data, you have to just add it, that's it. Okay, so now see, this two agent got created, writer agent got created, and editor agent also got created, right? And now as we have see in this workflow, like this two agent got created, now we have to clap in this workflow, and this workflow get that response. So how we can create that workflow in here? So for that, actually we can use an agent workflow, right? So that for agent workflow, So let me create agent workflow over here, or I think we can create it over here. Okay, so yeah, after that let me just create over here as a agent workflow, and again we have to just bring that namespace. We just import that one. So yeah, this is that agent workflow. We have to use this method like agent workflow builder, create a group builder with this, and just use lambda expression, and inside that actually we have to use this agent workflow builder, a round of group chat messenger, right? So whatever your agent, actually we have to pass it, and then here we have to set, okay, what iteration you count, like this is a two agent, so I'm just specify two. If you want 3 4 5, so how much, how many agent you are just refer, so you can just specify your that. Based on this actually they will get that response. Okay, and yeah, one thing actually I think writer spelling is mismatch. Okay, yeah, up to you. I think you can change it to this or this, up to you. Yeah, cool. Now also see there's a extension method add participate. So this is how actually working. First they will start to writer and then editor, and then we are storing as a workflow, and then once you get that workflow we can just create a agent. We can change it to agent, so like this way, using this workflow, whatever workflow, as using this extension method as agent is sync, so it will convert as a agent, right? So in reverse packs, right? So as like first we have to create agent, right? So directly we can just use this agent, use this agent and we can get that response, right? But we have that multiple agents, so that's why we have to create this workflow, and what the sequence actually we have to use, so we have to specify over here, and then finally we again convert it to the agent, and this agent will we get that response finally. So what that response, how can get the response? See, previously we using the chat stream, right? So we don't require this, so instead of this we can simply change to our this workflow agent, right? So copy this workflow agent, and that workflow agent don't have this get stream, so I can use this run stream, right? So there's a two method actually. See, in run there's a two. One is that run async, which is get that all the response together, and this is the stream one. So I'll using that stream one so that I can get that data as a stream, right? And also this method can accept multiple overload method. So if you see over here, so one is that in a chat message, you can just pass it the chat message. Also you can just simply pass the prompt, and the last one also it is using that chat message, enumerable chat message. So I can use this I chat message and enumerable, but in additionally it is not accepted, actually it is not allowed to chat option, so that I can simply remove that. Okay, so once you remove, now see, this is method and this is the parameter we are pass, and whatever that existing input we are just consider as the input, and rest of things we have to keep it same, nothing have to change, right? Because they are that own functionality. Okay, get that response and that bind this response and show it this component, right? So only this change we have to do, just because of we are creating an agent using the agent, right? And yeah, again I think this component I can create it for that reusable purpose, so that if you want to multiple agent and all, so that component you can reuse your application, right? So yeah, I think also I'll just share this repository to you, you can use it. So yeah, I think this is pretty much good for this. I think yeah, now I think we can test it our application. Yeah, before that, one thing actually I want to change it, like AI chat, right? So instead of AI chat, we can change this properly name, like for example is a story, right? Is a create a story, so story writing agent. So let me change this one. And one more thing, actually last time I missed that in the layout and nav menu, I forget to add that navigation property for this new component, so that also I can just refer over here. That's it, whatever my chat component, this is my chat component and this is my AI agent, that's it, right? And additionally I don't require those things, so I can just keep it commented, and that's it. Now build it. Okay, and run it. Okay, my application got running, and yeah, it's trying to run this web application also. So it is unhealthy, now it's healthy, right? And yeah, once you click that, okay, so see, there's my agent. Click on that. Now my agent is ready for story writing, right? So what kind of story I want to write? So I'll check. Okay, so first I want to write a story about this. Okay, so this is my I want to write the story about YouTuber struggle, and this time I want to check the task manager also side by side, so that I can see how much time, or what is the performance and all. So as of now I'm using video editing, or the recording software, so that's why it's taking 20. But yeah, we can see what how much actually it's going to hike after 20. So simply I can just hit enter, and what you hit enter, now see, it is just increasing 74, 49, and all 94, right? So if you just less minus of 90 to 20, so 70% they are using the GPU. So yeah, lighting pretty much good for local. And also see, it's taking increase the memory, because what once I get the data, it is taking in a memory, and in memory again they are trying to agent actually to refine this editor, right? So that's how actually, now see, it's going to down, and also I'm getting that complete response. Now see, this is that writer agent get the data, and then after that they revise version over here, this editor over here. So now they are giving this complete story perfectly fine, right? And same things we can check in our dashboard as well. So go to the dashboard, go to the trace, and in here go to that olama, and olama here I'm getting the response. So click on that, and in this section, this AI integration section, click on that. I'm getting this complete response. Now see, this is that response, request, and then assistant. So what are the assistant? We are getting that assistant, and then finally we are getting this complete response, right? So yeah, I think this is pretty much good. So this is the revise story, right? And yeah, that's how actually the agent is working over here. So now we have to check another one, like for example, if you want to modify something instruction and all for this agent, you can do that. So for that actually simply I can close that, and yeah, go back to our component. So go to this AI chat component, and in here this is our writer agent, right? So in this writer agent I just want to more instructions, so that they can give that proper writing and all, right? So up to you, like whatever you have and whatever you want, so that you can just use it. But for that example perspective, I want to show you like how you can just modify your agent to better response, right? So for the better response actually, I can use this one. For example, let me use this for writer. Now see, I'm just increasing the instruction, whatever instruction I want. So I just providing this the more instruction over here, like okay, this writer, what is your job, this is your job, and you have to do that, right? Similar, you can just modify for editor also. So let me modify over here, that's it. Okay, so now I just modify a little bit more and run this application again. Application got running, yeah, and click on that, go to a agent, and this time I'm just asking okay, for something, yeah, hardworking farmer. So let me create a story about that, write a story about a hardworking farmer. Okay, hit enter. Now I'm getting that response over here. See, this is that writer agent, and it's just properly formatting and all, right? Means that nice formatting based on our prompt. And now I'm getting this complete user story, story writing story, right? So see, this is they are getting the data till here, right? Though they are writing that at a story, and after that they just revised as a markdown system, and they're formatting properly as a format, right? So yeah, I think like this way actually you can create your own agent using this Microsoft agent framework, which is huge revolution, right? And yeah, because previously it's very hard to create agent and all, right? So now we are create an agent very easy mode. And yeah, upcoming session we'll create a more agent. Like as of now this is a story writing agent, but yeah, upcoming session will create doctor agent, or some other like which can help in our upcoming days or in future, right? Yeah, I think this is pretty much good. So now we have that AI agent which we have integrated directly that AI agent without API, but in this session we will integrate web API as an agent. So for that, simply I can close that application and go to our web API project only. And this time in the web API project nothing, but just we have on a web weather forecast, right, endpoint as a minimal API. So actually we don't need this one, so but just keep it over here. And yeah, for that actually we have to require that package, actually Microsoft agent framework package. So let me open this Microsoft package. So for that actually we required few packages. So first package actually we required for OpenAI, because we have to integrate that OpenAI. So either we can use as Aspire OpenAI, or that is a normal one. So that's up to you, you can utilize both. So I can just simply use this one, this package. Don't worry, I'll tell you where I actually refer this package. And second package actually we required this hosting package, okay, which is Microsoft agent AI hosting, because we're trying to host our agent in this API. So that's why we have to require this hosting package, use that. And third one actually we have to use as a workflow, right? Because we have a multiple agent, so that multiple agent we have to work as a workflow. So we have to use this Microsoft agent workflow. So install that. Yeah, I think this time this three package is enough for us. So once you complete your package installation, so now we can go to the program.cs file, and over here first we have to register our uh, OpenAI client, right? So as like we have just registered in our web application, so similar we have to register over here. So I'll just give you the overview, little bit overview over here. Now see, as if you can go to our host project, so we just create our chat, like integrate our Olama over here, or OpenAI. And that OpenAI actually we have to, as a reference, as a chat model, we have to add the chat model using this one, right? And then we have to refer this in our web application. Similar, actually we have to use this for as a reference in our web API. So for that you can go to over here, and in this case you can just simply copy paste over here as a register code. Now see, this time I'm using this add OpenAI client, which can refer whatever your client name. So you can go back over here, so your client name would be this, right? And same thing you can just refer over here, and additionally you can set that setting for telemetry data, so that you can able to see in the dashboard whatever that logs and all for related to Olama, or integrate, not Olama, like AI. So you can able to see. And finally you can register with add chat client. So once you register add chat clients, now it will resolve your dependency of iChat client, and you can refer your iChat clients in our application all over the place. Okay, so now this is a registration part, and once your registration part done, now we have to build our agent. Okay, so for agent, actually for build your agent, simply we can use that builder. So now you have to use this add AI chat extension method, which can actually you can define, okay, what kind of your agent. So I'm define over here, okay, this is my writer agent, right? And you can just simply inside that we have to get that your chat client, so which we have just resolved the dependencies over here, chat client, so that we can get it over here, right, using a chat client, using the get service and iChat client. And that iChat client is actually required for this agent. So for agent creation, again it's just pretty much simple, or as a similar as like we have done previously. So we can use this you know uh, chat client agent class over here. Now see, This is the chat client agent, which required that whatever I chat client and the name, whatever name your agent name, and this is the instruction, what kind of role or responsibility of this agent, right? So that we have to add over here. And additionally we can use some tools also, like yeah, we can the tools, and the tools also we can as of now define as empty one, and that pretty much good for now, right? And simply I can just close it now, just close that. Okay, there's a missing one more parenthesis, so let me close that and terminate. Okay, because this two section actually over here, register, what we are trying to register, we register this client, right? So yeah, simply you can just refer over here like as a key, whatever key, so key would be the same, right, as a name and instruction of this, and this is the tool, like whatever multiple tool like MCP tools or other tools if you want, so you can utilize over here as a tool. So this is one agent I just create over here, right, is a writer agent, which will write agent, and which can write the story and also bell structure and all, and properly actually write that. This is a writer agent will write that story, right? And yeah, I think we can create this tool also, like whatever tools previously we just created, same things we can just create. There's a functionality actually, so we can utilize this description and this whatever method, like just a tool's name, right? So as of now, just simple we are using these two tools, and these two tools also we can just refer over here. So yeah, I think just refer these tools over here as like multiple tools you can refer over here. And also if do you have an MCP tools as well, you can just refer. So this is how actually you can just create your agent in our web API, right? And don't worry about that how we can utilize this agent in our API, so that I will tell you, but this is the part of registration, our register your agent. So this is one, and second agent would be our uh, like editor agent, right? So that editor agent, it's just simple as like we can just create that, but yeah, because editor agent nothing we have to specify especially, but whatever that get the data like writer agent, right? So that they will get it over here and they will properly format it, right? So that how actually this editor agent will be work, and also it will revise and all based on your responsibility. So this is the two agent we just created, right? And actually you can just create similar way as like a writer agent, like you can just similar way you can just create it for editor one, but I'll just use because we are not doing anything especially over this agent, but this agent only just get that response from this, and they are treating as a editing, right? So like this way actually you can just create this two agent. So once you're done, now we have to create our API. Okay, so let me just create our API in this below, like this is a builder part. So once you registered everything, so now go down over here. So here let me create an endpoint over there, right? So I can just, I have ending code, I don't want to write again. So yeah, simply as like see, I'm just using API map get, right? It's a get API call, and just specify whatever that endpoint name, and here the main part actually. So see, the main part is this, like from key service, which is a dependency actually, Microsoft Extension dependency. Actually, they are getting that, okay, whatever we are registered our agent, so they will get like this way, like writer agent or editor agent. And also I'm specify that this my HTTP context, actually that is not related to any agent and all, but yeah, this is the flexibility provide that no stream response, so that's why I'm considered as a HTTP context. And now another one is this prompt. So now we are expecting as a string query parameter, this API as a prompt, like whatever prompt you want as a agent to do, right? And similar, like I can use this workflow, like this is a workflow, and in here I just add some configuration over here as like we need, like whatever that agent. Now see, I'm just special the agent and maximum time iteration count over here, and that build this practice. And I'll here see this is two agent, like whatever two agent as a workflow we want to as a consider, like first writer and then editor, so we have to add inside this workflow, right? So yeah, I think if it is first time, you are definitely you little hard to understand, because previous session actually I explained everything, like why required workflow and how work the workflow. So go to my previous session. And now, but this is the way actually you can just create the workflow and add your agent over here in this workflow, and now you will get that workflow. And after that you can use this extension as agent extension that will convert as a agent, like whatever that complete workflow, like finally you can convert as a agent. And then agent has this run stream or as a normal run async method, which can retrieve the data, right? Whatever that write and edit, after that we are getting that response, right? So that response we are just adding in our just in a stream response, that's it. Just additionally I just add it, but if you don't want to stream response and all, you can simply get back to over here, right? But yeah, that's how actually we just create a agent in our web API. Now we are good to go to use this agent in our any client application, like in our Blazor application or other Angular application or other any application, right? So that's I think pretty much good for API side. But yeah, before that actually we can test it actually. So for testing perspective, yeah, for testing actually we need to one thing actually. As of now we are registered this one, but we are not passing actually. So that's why you're definitely will can get that error. So for that you can go to this app host project. So here, like this is our API project, right? So cut from there, and before here, see as like our web application, right? So similar these things we have to refer in our API project. So we can consider this to reference, or wait, copy this and refer it over here. That's it. Okay, so this is the way you can just refer your chat model as a reference in our API project. And now we are good to go to use that API. Okay, so let me run this API as a separately, then we will integrate in our this web application to how to consume this API to this agent API to in our web application as well. So let me run this. Okay, now my application running, and also API is running properly. There's no issue. So what I can do, simply I can just click that, and as of now nothing over there. So for as a API endpoint, so our API endpoint would be like this. So let me show you API endpoint. Yeah, so API endpoint would be chat and then prompt and this, right? So I have already, so I can just use this, copy this, and yeah, I think simply I can just paste it over here, this. Okay, so now this is my, actually it is a get endpoint, so you can just directly use over here, or you can use the postman, up to you, but I'll show you from here. Hit enter. Okay, now see I'm getting that response as like a stream response, automatically get that response no stream data over there. And now they are just prepare this story, right? And after that they are trying to revise that story over there, right? So that's how actually now our agent is ready. API agent is ready in our API. So now we are good to go to consume this API in our any web application. So currently I'll use a number this Blazor application, right? So for this Blazor application, go back, and we don't need to change anything, but as like simple we have to use this same approach as like this current application may have, like Better API client, right? So it is just create as a client which is calling your API, whatever that existing API, right? Better API, so they are calling like this way. So same way I'll use that over here. So let me just create a client, like as like chat client, or we can say agent client, right? So let me as a create as a client over here, add class, and just add this, add that. Okay, I think I by mistake I just name, yeah, just me rename this it, rename this. Okay, cool. Now so yeah, I can check, yeah, now it's got changed, that is fine. And over here simply uh, I can just inject that HTTP client over there as a primary constructor, right? And in this HTTP client we can just create a method which can call this API and get the data. Okay, so simply I can just create a method over there as a stream chat client which can expect, you know, as a parameter, as a string parameter, as a prompt. And I just define this is my URL, and this is just I'm setting up because sometime it is taking some little bit time, so I just said that okay, cancellation token time would be as 5 minutes. Okay, and this is simply HTTP get async method, right? And which can pass that request URI and all, that's it. Okay, and we are getting that now ensuring okay it is success or not. If it is success, so stream data and reader data, and just finally we are streaming the data right over here. So yeah, like this is that way which you can simply call our API using the HTTP client. And this API client actually we have to register in our web application. So go to that program.csv. So as like see, we have registered previously this way, right? So similar way we have to register our HTTP client as well. So simply I can just copy paste over here, and instead of weather forecast client, whatever my client name, now this is how actually we have to register simply as like whatever as a client you just registered or just created, just registered over here, right? So once you register, now we are good to go to use this agent client or this, you know, client service in your application easily, right? This is the one way, but another way also we have, like you can directly use HTTP client and then forcefully add those things, and but this is a nice way, actually clean way. So now go back to here in the component, right? In this component previously we just create this chat client, right? But instead of this, previously see, previously we use this iChat client, right? Because we have to register directly and then we are getting that. But now this time our iChat, instead of iChat client we have to use that guy. So I can just simply copy paste this one so that you can easily understand. So copy paste and we will modify accordingly. Okay, so simply paste it over here and just make it name it AI chat client. So yeah, I'll just make it this name as like a meaningful, like AI agent API, right? Because we are integrate our agent as a API, so that's why I just make it this name as a AI agent. Or you can just make it whatever name, but yeah, as of now I'll just change it to this, and also I just make it AI agent API. Okay, so yeah, I think this is fine. And now next actually we have to replace this guy, right? So this guy, instead of using this, so I can just simply use our agent one. So inject agent and make it that agent API. Okay, now cool, and we don't need that, so simply I can just comment it this guy. And if you scroll down over here, and yeah, that whatever that code we have done previously for directly, right? So that we don't need actually. So that's why actually I use this same component, so that you can understand okay what we are trying to do. So we don't need that because we have to use that AI agent using that API, so we can remove that. Also workflow part, we don't need that, so we can simply remove this part also. And here we can call that API directly. So now see, previously it's just instead of this, actually we can just simply change our agent, right? So which we have just injected over here, this agent, like client, agent client. And over here we have that method. What is that method? This is that method, and it is just expecting as a input parameter, like as a string, so we don't need this also. So just simply replace that. Okay, fine. Now see, just simply you can just use and passing your input. So where I am getting that input, I am getting input from here. That's it. Okay, and rest over here actually we have two little modification, like because we have not trying to check it everything, because everything we have handle in our API. So remove that part, and instead of this I can use directly the chunk, the append the chunk, no text. So simply click that, and yeah, I think we don't need this one also. Okay, yeah, I think this is pretty much good, right? Because we don't require the extra logic over here, which we have done previously. So now see, simply you can just call your API, right? Or yeah, this is that method of client method which can give that stream result. So you can just get it that and append it in here, and you can just add your content. That's it. Okay, no need to change anything. This is the simple way. So just create your client in your application and consume in it any component. That's it. And finally we'll add this component in our navigation property, like navigation menu. So go down over here, navigation one, copy this and just simply replace that. And would be the name is, go back, actually I forget that name. So go up, copy this name, go back, change it to name this, and this is AI agent API. Actually just differentiate that name. Cool. So yeah, I think this is pretty much good for here. So let me build it. Finally build succeed and run this application. Okay, now my application got running. Yeah, so let me open this web application, and this time be able to see this two component. One is integrate with the API, one is that integrate itself in this project, like that agent. So we'll just check for that API one. So go over here, and same things we can ask anything to write a story. So let me write a story about a hardworking farmer, right? So simply send it. Okay, finally see, I am getting that response properly, whatever that farmer story. So they are getting that, write this story, and then finally they are revised over here. So see, this is that revised version. How cool, right? So yeah, I think this is pretty much good. And also if you go back to trace in the dashboard section, so we can show you like API service. So see, the API service is called, and in here they call, this is complete AI, right? And see, this AI actually, that API, what API actually call, this API is called, and inside this API what they're trying to do, they're using AI, right? So that means that AI, and that AI actually which model they're trying to do is they're using this model like GPT OS 120 billion cloud. And if you just open, actually this is also using that local, so don't worry about that, and click on this section. Now see, whatever your agent, now see, this is your writing agent, and this is your writing agent. What trying to do, they get that request and response. Similar you can see over here, this is writer agent, and they are writing this story over here. So this is a nice feature actually provide Aspire, which can show you like what is that AI, or AI actually get that request and response internally. So they are able to show you over here, right? So see, they are just creating this. So this is, I guess it's a writer one. Yeah, this is the writer one. And if you go to the last one, so now see, this is that editor one. So this is the editor agent which can just edit using this prompt, and this is that final formatting, right? So this is how actually working like in your API, like you can build your API agent API using that Microsoft also. So yeah, that is pretty much good over here. So yeah, that's all for this session. Thank you and have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.